This chart shows the Indian auto sector's current state. On one axis, Nifty 500 auto index PE ratios are climbing. On the other, legacy OEM operating margins are flat or declining. Valuations have moved entirely independently of cash flow. Investors purchasing shares in traditional heavy vehicle manufacturers to capture the hydrogen transition are entering a sector where valuations have already outpaced near-term earnings potential. Despite significant capital mobilization for the national green energy push, mainstream commercial vehicle producers reached a profitability plateau in mid 2026 as high input costs met limited pricing power. A look at the physical reality of a vehicle assembly line clarifies the bottleneck. These operations remain high overhead, low margin businesses that spend more on marketing their transition than on the engineering of the core zero emission technology. Confusing a visible consumer brand with its technological value often results in overlooking the specific companies where the actual sector growth is accumulating. The 12-ton freight carriers moving across Indian highways today represent the country's logistical backbone. If you strip away the steel framing and branding, you isolate the components defining a hydrogen vehicle's performance: the fuel cell stacks and high-pressure storage tanks. The entities destined for 2026 sector dominance have decoupled from vehicle assembly. In this cycle, the value has shifted toward the specialized component supply chain. In 2025, a small group of microcap manufacturers secured specific intellectual property rights for these components. These patents now serve as a functional barrier against international competitors attempting to enter the Indian market. Control over the hydrogen supply chain resides with these patent holders, positioning them as the primary beneficiaries of the technological transition, regardless of which manufacturer assembles the final truck. The engine of the new logistics economy is the fuel cell stack, a complex piece of precision engineering. Breaking this stack down reveals the critical bottleneck, the membrane electrode assembly, dictating the system's efficiency. In 2025, select Indian microcaps acquired exclusive rights to manufacture it locally. These filings create a legal barrier. International competitors must source from these patent holders or face litigation. Technical superiority translates into investment value when it establishes pricing power and facilitates exclusive long-term supply contracts. This technological moat is now being reinforced by the July 2026 revisions to the government's production-linked incentive scheme. This tracks the revised subsidy allocation. The math creates advantages for localized tank and cell production, reducing incentives for vehicle assembly. Auditing small-cap order books shows a direct correlation between these PLI allocations and 2030 net zero deadlines, projecting a clear revenue trajectory. If you find this data-driven approach to equity analysis useful, subscribe for more in-depth breakdowns and leave a comment on which energy sector you believe is currently the most overvalued. When government policy requires heavy vehicle OEMs to source from a protected local supply chain, it establishes a structural tailwind for the companies owning those components. Top-line revenue tells half the story. To see the full picture, we have to examine the internal financial health of these microcaps. This reveals a verifiable reduction in microcap debt-to-equity ratios, contrasting large OEMs' tightening cash flows. We've hit an inflection point. R&D spending is falling while recurring logistics revenue scales. This widening gap represents massive operating leverage, sending new revenue directly to the bottom line. Finding a company with an established order book is valuable, but finding one at the exact quarter its operating leverage turns positive is how significant valuation re-ratings are identified. The financial state of these microcaps is comparable to a compressing spring. Years of high R&D spending acted as the compression. As costs normalize, recurring logistics revenue acts as potential energy, setting the stage for an expansion in margins as volume hits the bottom line. Scaling at this pace requires management teams capable of executing government tenders and expanding production capacity without compromising the balance sheet. A healthy balance sheet provides the runway, but disciplined, forward-looking management is what enables a microcap to successfully navigate a period of high growth. This timeline tracks the expected rotation of institutional capital. From 2026 through 2030, capital will flow away from overvalued mid-cap auto stocks. As order books convert into earnings, investors will rotate into specialized component makers, expanding their valuations as revenue replaces risk. However, rigorous analysis requires monitoring specific risk triggers. Any shift in hydrogen storage pressure regulations could necessitate an immediate and costly redesign of current product lines. There is also the secondary risk of payment delays. In the infrastructure sector, a lag in government tender payouts can constrain the short-term liquidity of a smaller manufacturer. The window to move ahead of institutional money closes as soon as the broader market realizes the legacy OEM thesis no longer matches underlying data. But understanding the fuel cell moat is only one part of the puzzle. It means nothing if you don't understand how the Indian power grid will supply the hydrogen itself. Click the video on your screen right now. We deconstruct the specific INR allocations transforming the national power grid to support this transition. Effective investing requires mastering the entire supply chain, from the microscopic membrane to the national power grid. I'll see you over there.